Hey everyone, welcome back to Topher Drives, where today we are embarking on another road trip in another BMW. This is the new 2023 X1, and today's road trip is going to be even more realistic because I'm joined by my girlfriend Emily. It is going to be a two-person road trip impressions video in quite the average daily driver material for most people in America. So this particular X1 finished in Utah orange. It's got a mocha interior. It's the X trim, so no weird M Sport bits. It should be quite nice for our trip today. And you actually considered buying one of these cars, but you ended up with a Mazda CX-30 Turbo. So it'll be interesting to see how this compares to that car. We haven't done a road trip in your CX-30 Turbo, but we did a road trip in a CX-30 Turbo like 2 years ago. So we shall see how this does. So for today's road trip, we are going at 250 miles to Chicago, Illinois for Lollapalooza. So it's going to be a little bit of a chaotic end to the week. I just got back from Utah for the launch of the new Land Cruiser. So I've been going all week, and hopefully this X1 will smooth things out and make it a nice, peaceful trip for us. I've spent some time in the X1 and it was pretty decent. The only things that I really remembered were the dual clutch transmission was a little bit jerky. It's kind of the lowest point of this car. And also though, on our fuel economy test with that car, we got like 40 mpg or something super impressive. So I'm curious to see if this one in X trim with these Continental Pro Contact all-season tires, if it'll get even better fuel economy with some less sticky tires. So under the hood of the BMW X1, we have the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. It makes 241 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque. And as I just mentioned, it's mated to a 7-speed dual clutch automatic, and power is sent to all 4 wheels. So nothing too special under here, but BMW has a way of making all of their engines super, super efficient. So that's kind of going to be the biggest plus to this X1, is just how efficient it's able to be on a long trip. And we'll finally be able to put that to the test today. Because while the CX-30 Turbo is 10 grand cheaper, I'm not sure it will be able to do 40 mpg on the highway. So we shall see. I think these are also active. I think it's got some active grills, so that'll help us with aero. Okay, so what about road trip essentials? Let's take a look at cargo space in the back. We've got this thing filled up pretty much to the brim, because of course there's 2 of us. We didn't pack super light, but this is the back of the X1 without the seats folded down. We've got 1, 2, would you count this as a suitcase? Yeah. Kind of. 3 suitcases. We have a queen-sized air mattress because in typical fashion, we don't really know where we're going to be sleeping, so we're doing that just to be safe. And then I've got my camera bag back here. It's snug, but it all fits, and it fits under the cargo cover, the little security thing. Got a power lift gate. Nice, closes pretty quickly. Take a look at back seat room if you're traveling with a party of more than 2. We've got this filled with pillows. I guess this is now the second BMW I've filled with pillows on this channel, but let's move those over for just a second and we'll see rear seat leg room. All right, move my time-lapse GoPro over. Sat behind myself at 5'11". I do have a decent amount of room back here, and I think I would actually be able to survive back here for a trip. Panoramic roof. Harman Kardon sound system, as tested, this X1 is just about 47 grand. So approaching 50 grand for an X1 does seem like quite a bit, but it's a press car, so it's optioned out with pretty much everything. Okay, well, it's kind of hot out. Shall we get in the car and turn on some air conditioning?
Roasting.
Okay, let's go. So of course, inside the X1 we have iDrive 8. Which is in a little bit of a smaller configuration, of course, because the X1 is just a little guy. So what about space up front? Well, you have this like floating console thing, which has your shifter, your volume slider, and this little console here. Can't really fit much in there. But we also have 2 cup holders here. We've got a massive pink cup over in that door there. We are going to run by the gas station. We're going to brim the tank here on the X1 so we can get like a good gauge on our fuel economy. Get it reset, and then we'll hit the road. We'll give you some on-road impressions, some highway impressions, and just do kind of our normal thing that we do for the road trip. Round trip's going to be about 500 miles, so we're going to spend like 8 hours in this X1, and on the way back we'll give you some impressions on how this thing was to drive all that highway in. We have an oversized load. The chaos is already starting.
Yeah.
We haven't even left the parking lot yet, and there's already something.
I feel like this is our typical
It really is,
Chicago experience.
It's an oversized load for one pallet of things.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a gentleman in a hard hat. Okay, we should exit.
Feels
We're just gonna go this way. Okay. So this is actually the first road trip I've done in a car that's actually like appropriate.
Made for road trips.
Yeah, because we did the M4 CSL, very inappropriate. BMW Z4, which actually ended up being nice for a one-person trip. Lexus IS 500, that was a pretty good one, but I was a little fatigued in that car. And finally an SUV. So
the Supra you
we shall see.
As well.
Oh, the Supra, that's right. Okay. A little bit hard to take off smoothly with this 7-speed DCT. Kind of a weird move from BMW to depart from their really, really nice 8-speed automatic. From a city driving standpoint, the X1 is pretty cozy. There's an older X1, that's a first generation. Been seeing a lot of those today. The ride seems pretty nice, it's quiet, and the only real complaint that I have off the bat is just the 7-speed DCT. So with the X line, and this is a little bit different from the M Sport car that we had, no paddle shifters and no sport mode for our transmission. We have L instead of S. I know. I was a little surprised when I got in this today. Yeah, also super fresh impressions. I just got this car like 2 hours ago, so I'm a little rusty on my X1 knowledge and impressions, but we'll be able to get more familiar as the day goes on. We're gonna pop in here, fill up the X1 with some fresh 93 octane.
Petrol.
Some petrol, that's right. And then we'll reset our trip computer. We'll hop on the highway, give you some initial highway impressions. So let's see here. It actually says 89 is our minimum octane. I'm gonna go ahead and throw 93 in it. $4.89 for our 93 today. Just under 6.5 gallons going in there. Another seat, I'm good. So it only showed that it was down about a quarter tank, but 6.5 gallons seems more like half a tank. So projected range is up to 444 miles.
Wow.
May I
there and back.
May I please have some hand sanitizer?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. Okay, we're gonna reset our fuel economy, which actually this may have already done it for us, so I don't really think that we need to reset anything. Okay, here we go. Leave that on. No cooled seats in this. I don't know if you can even actually get cooled seats in an X1. You may not be able to. I just realized I didn't do the navigation yet, so we're gonna do that. I know usually on these road trips I have to feed myself, put on my own hand sanitizer, do my own directions. All things that will be made easier today. So we've got this little My Modes button down here, which I didn't even consider for the X1.
Sport mode.
So we're going to go into Sport for merging, and then we're immediately going to drop down into Eco Pro. Let's see how we feel here. Oh, I have to remember I have a car full of things.
Nothing is breakable, so. Smoking our Contis.
God, am I even going to be able to take the Transit? Barely. It's okay. Car full of things and 241 horsepower. But no, it gets up to speed just fine. Thank you for that. Oh man, we have even more drive modes than that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Don't put us through.
Express.
Oh, so many drive
Digital
modes.
art.
Yeah, efficient is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Back to Apple CarPlay. Cool. Okay, let's see what sort of cruise control and driver aids and everything else we have.
Watch out. Vehicle on shoulder ahead.
Thank you, Jeeves.
Thank you, Jeeves. Only, why did it says only cruise control available? Only cruise control, I don't know what it means by that. Oh, there we go. Cruise control activated. Okay, well, we're just gonna be chilling here at 78, which is actually 76 because we're in a BMW and they always read high. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Under first highway impressions, the X1 is cozy. My back is super sweaty though. I wish I had some cooled seats. Otherwise though, seems to be fine. It's quiet,
It is quiet.
and we're gonna test out this Harman Kardon, which if I remember from the last one, was pretty decent. We're gonna settle in here to the X1, get some impressions down, and we'll let you know what this thing is like to sit in for an extended period of time after we eat lunch. Did you see that TikTok?
I did.
Like Miata with a train horn. He's like, I think my train horn saved me today,
Literally.
because someone was just merging into him and he lit him up with the train horn.
It's so bizarre.
I know. I want to get a train horn that I can
Graceful
like transport
Yeah.
onto like every car I drive.
Oh, do
I
you
want
need
it
some?
sauce though.
I know you like a lot of sauce.
Thank you. Trax is in my lane. Good. Okay.
Wow.
We have obtained some food
Indeed.
and we're getting ready to merge back on. We've been sitting in the X1 now for just over an hour and a half. And overall impressions are pretty good so far. I just really wish I had cooled seats. That's one. 'Cause I am...
Roasting.
Can you say moist? I don't think you can say that word. I'm damp.
I'm damp.
A little damp.
That's silly.
Oh, I gotta remember. You have food.
It's fine. I'm so used to this.
Average MPG was 38, and then we got off the highway and sat in some Battle Creek-ness.
God awful traffic.
And it's now down to 36, so. But overall, quite an efficient little thing. And I love how you can get this 2-liter up to speed without having to rev it out super high. We're gonna drop back into efficient mode. What I don't like about this is when you switch drive modes, you then have to like do 2 more clicks. You okay?
Yeah.
Just like choking like a toddler over there while I'm doing piece to camera. You have to do multiple clicks to get back out of the drive mode screen, so not the biggest fan of that. Overall, the X1's great. The Harman Kardon,
Amazing.
proper, very proper. A lot of
good
power, very crispy. I mean, I think Charlie would give it an A tier. I give it an A tier based on Charlie's system, which for a $47,000 car, pretty dang solid. So, not doing as well. I mean, I guess when we were doing solid highway, it was creeping up over 38 mpg, so I think it has potential possibly to do 40. But with some of the mixed driving we're going to be doing, I think our number is going to be hovering right around 35, 36. So, still pretty good. The only slight downside is that it does take premium fuel, so a little bit more expensive to run. But, yeah, so far so good. Would you say so? Do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, I think it's great.
All right.
So far, so good. These semis, though, are not.
I know.
Not a vibe.
Very semi-rich today.
Yeah.
No, this is good. This is how
This is
semis
really
are
good.
supposed to drive.
Yeah.
In parallel and in sync. This is the way God intended highways. We are actually making a pass. He's going 69.5. He's going 70. We're good. Wide open highway. We're going to get our cruise control reset. And I'm honestly wondering if maybe I'm not operating this properly. And there is somewhere in the infotainment where you can switch the mode of the cruise control, which I won't make you. Okay, you want to
I'm
do
gonna
anyways?
do it.
I have another task for you while you're in there
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
I want you to try to raise my heads
Watch
up.
out. Vehicle on shoulder ahead.
Thank you, Jeeves. I want you to attempt to raise my heads up display. That's check control.
I understand. I'm just trying to. Keeping
I like
in
it
mind,
shows the orange X1 though.
Yeah, I
It's-
know, it's pretty cute. Keeping in mind we've only had this car for like half a second.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. System settings. Okay, what did we need first?
Try and raise my heads up display, please. If it'll let you while the car is going.
It's pop-ups.
I'm just gonna get around this.
Driving settings.
Actually, there's no one behind us. We'll get around all 3 of these cars. Hop over. The hint I would say is it's probably in displays.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Head-up display.
Yes.
Height.
Okay. Raise it slightly. Keep going. Stop. Yep, that's good right there.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. What else? do we
Now,
need?
the next task, see if there is a setting So maybe in driving settings,
It
see
was
if
just there.
driver assistance. Oh, give me lane departure. Well, you know what? No, I don't want lane departure warning, actually. Speed limit assistance. Go to safety and warnings. Lane departure warning, steering intervention, speed warning. There's
That's
nothing
it.
about adaptive cruise control. All right, so that must just be a package that this car doesn't have. Potentially because of the chip shortage. I know that there was a big BMW was struggling with some of their press cars due to the
Watch
chip
out.
shortage.
Vehicle on
Oh my
shoulder ahead.
Lord.
All right, Jeeves. Okay, we're gonna continue trucking along here, trucking in our X1, and we'll update you. We'll probably update you once we're in the city of Chicago, and we'll show you some city driving, and then that'll probably wrap it up for day one of the trip. Efficient mode is not going to cut it for city driving. Yeah, can you give me just personal mode? It'll be good. Yeah, over to the left. All right, we're doing some city driving now. We are almost to the house. And now I've lost Apple CarPlay. There we go. Everything is so many touches in iDrive 8. But we have made it this far, and no real complaints or anything to add with the X1. Just wanted to update you all. Average MPG 37.1, and that is with doing a little bit of traffic, which you all saw in the time lapse. But a couple of notable things that we wanted to point out here for the X1 is we really like this wireless charger that hopefully you all can see. I'm not looking at it right now because I'm trying not to crash in the city traffic, but it has a little thing that holds the phone in.
It's like a little seat belt for your phone.
Yeah, so this holds the phone in, works really well. Thank you for
You're welcome.
thank you for being my assistant.
You're welcome. You made me on
Yeah, for real. And then also, the TOPher pointed out, no more iDrive controller, and this is kind of far away, so you have to lean forwards if you want to use the infotainment. It would be nice to have just a little something here to be able to control the iDrive like we've had in the past. And finally, I've got to say it again, just because we're in traffic, we're in the city, I don't love the dual clutch. It's really hard to take off smoothly. I'm wondering when OEMs are going to learn that dual clutches in regular cars don't work. We saw it from Ford back 10 years ago now at this point. Huge lawsuit. Kia and Hyundai have had it not really work out too well for them. So I get the idea of it being more efficient, and we've seen some of that with our 37 MPG combined, but I still think I would just overall go for the automatic. That's why I love your CX-30 so much, because it just has a very traditional 6-speed automatic like slush box, which like isn't great for performance driving, but like it gets the job done everywhere else.
Yeah.
And in a car like this,
That car's great.
that's what you need. So rant over about the dual clutch. That's really my only complaint here with this car. I would like an iDrive controller, but I mean otherwise
It's been comfortable.
Yeah, so you took a nap.
I took an hour-long nap. It was great.
Yeah. Nappability?
The nappability is probably like a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
The sport seats are great because they have these like nice side bolsters that I was able to rest my head on. Lean the seat back a little bit, got my pillow. It was pretty cozy for about an hour until he woke me up.
Tori woke you up. I didn't wake you up. So, yeah, these are $400 optional sport seats, or at least that's what it says on the Monroney. So
And I think that
we'll
it's
go with
worth
that.
it if you have a passenger and you're planning on taking at least one road trip.
Yeah, these are
They're
pretty
and
nice. They've
cozy.
got good shoulder bolster too. Honestly, city driving is a pretty useful test. The steering is weighted really nicely. This being BMW's smallest SUV, it's most at home for a trip like this. I mean, honestly, if I was offered any BMW to do this trip in, I would probably pick this because it's the most efficient, it's the most comfortable, the most maneuverable SUV
Good
that there
space
is.
for
Good
all our
space.
stuff.
You can fit all the things, which normally I would say, well, I'd have a 2 Series, but I don't know what we would have been able to fit all of that in a 2 Series. So
not in the trunk at least.
Yeah.
So would have had to go at least.
Yeah, but the seats do fold down. But this is a good choice for the scenario today. I hate driving in this alley, but BMW X1, maneuverable. To be fair, I haven't ever. You know what? I've driven a Porsche Cayenne in this alley, and it was okay. So this is fine now with a smaller vehicle. Yeah, this is good. Plenty of room here for the X1.
I should probably put my shoes on so I can help you like get in the garage.
Yeah, keep an eye out for rats.
Oh God.
Okay, so as it turns out, the garage is actually occupied, so I'm gonna go and find somewhere to place the X1, but overall, it's been good, and enjoy this small montage of the trip, and we'll see you all when we are on the way home. Wrapping up road trip impressions on the BMW X1. As you can see here, 6 miles to E. I was so hoping to be able to make the entire trip on 1 tank of fuel, but we lost quite a bit of range for some reason on the way back. It was looking like when we left Chicago, we were actually going to make the entire trip on 1 tank of fuel, but I decided to call it when it got down to 6 miles to E. So we're here in Dexter, so we almost made it the whole way. We did like 490 miles, I want to say, right? 490 miles on this tank of fuel. So pretty impressive. I think average fuel economy was like 36.5 mpg overall, which when you consider that I was going 79 the whole way allegedly, plus we have a car full of things, is not too bad. I think if you were to go closer to 70 miles per hour, have an empty car, you could easily obtain 38, 39, 40 mpg. So I'm going to hop out, fill this thing up. We'll do one last walk around, and then we're going to wrap it up. We're exhausted. We had a crazy weekend at Lollapalooza, and we're just excited to get home. So
Yes, I'm excited for my outfit.
yeah, sleep impressions before I get out.
Great napability.
Napability's
Like,
good.
Bring a pillow. It's comfy.
Mm-hmm.
The seat leans back more than enough.
Yes.
Personal climate controls. That's nice.
That is nice. I'm realizing that this is piano black and it's like
Oh.
got fingerprints.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna go put petrol in the X1 and I'll take y'all with me. But any last impressions? You like the ambient lighting, yeah?
I love the ambient lighting.
Okay.
I like that. It's good.
All right, sick. All right, we're gonna do one last look. They're playing copyrighted music out here, so I'm just gonna talk the whole time and try not to get demonetized. But yes, the Utah Orange X1, it's made it most of the way, and I'm sure it'll make it the last like 20 miles to home. But it's been a really good thing overall. I've really liked this car, honestly. Spending 8 hours in this thing, solid. I'm not fatigued, and it's just been a pretty dang good car. The Harman Kardon has been fantastic, and overall just a great experience with the X1. It fit all of our luggage and everything completely fine. In fact, I've got even more in here than I did on the way out, and I really don't have anything bad to say about this thing other than our couple of little foibles around the city when we got to Chicago. So that's gonna wrap it up for us. I'm trying to limit my time out here because they're playing copyrighted music, so walk back around to the front. But if you stuck around this long, thank you all so much for watching. If you have any suggestions for these road trip videos, I am open to them, and I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say. But I like the X1, and maybe I would even consider buying one day as a daily. They're coming out with a new, I think B58 powered X1 pretty soon, so I'll be excited to drive that. But until then, this has been the X1 X-Drive 28i, proper little road trip thing, especially in Utah Orange. But again, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.